Okay, guys, I find that I'm seriously just like a disorganized crafter. So I'm going to do my best to work through this project with you guys and not take 4 hours to do it. So I've kind of pre-prepped, and I want to take a quick walk through the book that I've already completed, and then we'll get started and working on the more difficult pages together, but we'll go through the whole thing together. So let's take a quick look at the book. This is great for an autograph book if you want to take it with you to the park, or you just want to maybe take the pages with you, and then you can go ahead and put it together afterwards and have autographs done ahead of time, not take the whole book with you, but and then add your photos and your autographs together. So let's look. Adorable little polka dot cover that we added some embellishments to. And then on the inside pocket, we have some 2 pockets that we're going to create together with some journaling or photo tags if you want. And then we just can flip through and check out these cool pages that we've made. Now you'll see in my book, I am a big user of pop dots. I like the pop dot. I like the dimension. I like the thickness of the book. I also like to put things on the outside of the pockets. So if you've already downloaded your directions, which if you're crafting along with us, I obviously you did, you'll notice in my book, there are some things that I've done a little bit different than the directions. And a lot of times where it says to put things on to the paper, I've actually put them on the outside of the sleeve. So that's just some ideas for you to use as you go through yours. Excuse me. I just find I like to create that way. I'm more hands-on. I want it to just look a little bit thicker. So here we go. You can see that on our way, I've popped that one out on the outside of the sleeve. And here we're going to cut down one of our additional pockets that you've received. And then we're going to go through, and here's an adorable little an autograph page. Oh, and I wanted to go back to the beginning, which I'll talk to you about when we do this pocket. In your directions, you're going to see where it tells you to put these gemstones or these brads, self-adhesive brads down. I know that when I did it the first time, they were different colors, and then the second time they're different colors. I'm pretty sure the one that we're doing today, mine come out differently every time, only because sometimes I use a different part of the paper. So don't worry about that. You'll see that when you go through it. Again, here's another pocket that we're going to create together with some adorable little tags. And then this book is full of little pockets, another autograph page. And then we just keep flipping. Here's an insert page, so a perfect way to add more pages without pockets to your book. Another little insert page with an additional flip to it. And then you'll see in here, in my book that I've already created, I put in white, just plain white cardstock where there should be a photo for a lot of places. I'm not going to take the time to do it while we go through it together because you guys don't need to see me sit here and cut white paper. So just realize that's what those are. That's where you should put your pictures. So some more pages, and then another insert page with another pocket that we're going to create together and an additional tag. Adorable. And then here's a cute little flip up one. And then another insert, and this one is a top pocket. And then here is a pocket on the outside of a page. So again, just using your pocket pages as a background sort of, and then adding some paper to the outside to create an additional pocket of storage for you. So you can include journaling or photos on here. There's some cute little tags. And as we keep going, again, embellishing on the outside of the sleeves. Some more. And then here's another flip open. And then here's another tag page that we've inserted. And then our final one, and then some tags at the back. So let's get started. I'm gonna just set this one aside, hopefully it's in view, and then we're gonna get started with creating our own. And we're just gonna go through this and do some of the pages together. So first thing I wanna show you before we get started, and mine, I have tried my best to organize it to get through it with you without having to dig for all the little parts, because I know, like I said, it gets a little tedious when you're doing it, and then you end up with stuff everywhere. So I'm doing my best to kind of keep it all in one place for you. So to start with, I'm going to just set this aside for a moment. To start with the back, let's see how we're going to take this apart, and we just good old-fashioned slide and then lift it up and take it off. And you want to do this so that as we go through it, you can add your insert pages or additional pocket pages. Then we're going to take this off. Now mine, I kind of already put it in order, so I'm just going to do a quick flip and then pull it apart that way, because I don't want all these things to come apart in the order I put them in. So I'm going to just kind of hold it together. I'm going to pull the cover off. And then we can get started on our cover. Let's set that aside. So I have already pulled out what I needed for my cover. Sorry about that. My nails are just a little sticky there. So to get started on our cover, I'm going to take this out for a moment just so we can do this cover without it in. Then I'll put it back in so that we can add our pages as we go. So we're going to start out with our magic memories. And then you should also have, if we're going to craft along together, your package of these adorable decorative brads. And what I love the most about these now are, brads come self-adhesive, so we don't need tools to put them on. And then I do have my cardstock stickers set aside. Of course, they're underneath everything, so let me just gently pull these out. So I have my cardstock stickers. And the other little things that I have along with me right now are different size pop dots. So these are a little bit bigger, these are smaller. And then you should have also gotten your tear tape and your foam tape. So here's my foam tape, and I love foam tape. It also, what I love about this foam tape is that it is not as thick as my pop dots. So here, let me hold it the right way. So when I want to give different heights of dimension, I can use this one for a lower height and this one for a higher height. So if I'm trying to stagger things, that also makes it easier. And then I have just a couple of well-used rolls of tear tape. I do have my black chalk writer and my finger dauber. And the other things that I needed, oh, I took the wrong thing out. I have my crocodile, and then I'm just gonna need a corner rounder, which I need to grab. Corner rounder, and I need a circle punch cutter. So let's grab that out of this. I'm trying to do my best to stay in the organized world here. Okay, so we have this, and I have a corner rounder. Okay, so those are the things that we will need as we progress in this book. So to start with, our cover is pretty simple. We're just gonna add a few of our embellishments from our brads. We're gonna pull off the camera, and we're gonna just place that just about here. And again, these are just suggestions, so you can do your book however you would like. I always say that, it's your book, not my book. So we wanna make sure that you like it. If you wanna switch up pages or do something different, that's great. We're gonna throw down this little beautiful heart brad. And then from my 12 by 12 cardstock stickers, I'm gonna take the autographs and the say cheese. So let's pull those off, and we're gonna place them down. Let's go just about here. Actually, I probably should have done this one first, but so I'm going to put down the autographs, and then I am going to center the say cheese kind of underneath that one. And then I'm going to put this down. I can do this project 5 times, and I think every time I do it, it'll come out just a little bit different, which is really just the way you want it to be. Now we're going to add some beautiful ribbon, just like I did on the first one here. This one, I guess it was kind of more Christmas time, so I put this ribbon on. I have a pile of different ribbons today, and I think I'm going to use this pretty little one right here. And you can actually layer them if you want and do more than one ribbon. So I'm just gonna wrap it around a couple of times. And then I'm going to tie a bow. And I'm going to kind of do it towards the top. I want to just smooth it out a little, smooth it out and actually just tie it underneath. And then I'm going to tie a cute little bow here. Oh, sorry, I think I might have taken it out of camera view to do that. There we go. Okay, and here is my cute little bow. I just sort of twisted the ribbon so that it would more or less stay together. So that's all that I wanted to accomplish from that. Then I'm going to flip it over and we are going to start with our inside pocket pages. So in order to do that, let's get out. So just a quick note, when I pre-cut everything, and I don't know if everyone else does this just to make it a little bit easier on yourselves, I cut up some Post-it notes into little strips and I label everything that I cut, only because if I'm not going to cut and assemble right away, then I start digging for it and looking for it, and then I have to measure them again to make sure that I got the right pieces. So just a little helpful hint if you don't already do it. This made life so much easier. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is add the two little half circles. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest, this is not my favorite thing. I just don't do it well. So I'm going to just do one for you. With that, I think I have it already set at 1.5. I think that should be good. I believe we're cutting them to 2, but let's see. Let me move it to 2. We're going to cut it to 2. So I'm setting this to 2. And then and I'm not sure if it's left-handed that throws me off, that I always seem to have a harder time. I'm going to line that up, find the center, push my little thing down, and then cut along there. Let's see how it came out. Didn't cut all the way through, but it's okay. So here we go. So taking that. Now, one other thing, and I'm not going to do it through the whole book, but if you want to distress yours, you can. You can take your chalk writer and finger dauber. Mine is so well used. You can just color right on top of it. There's several techniques to doing this. So one is coloring right on the right on the finger dauber, and then running that along the edges. What I love about that is it takes away the cut look of the paper. So if you have a paper that you can see the white core in a lot of, that definitely will help take that look away, that core. You don't see it that much in this paper, but so you can just run that along there. And then I will show you one more technique. If you don't have a finger dauber, you could use a makeup sponge or a tissue. It's perfectly fine. Then on the other one, I'm going to do it again, and then I'll show you. You can just color right on that one. That's another technique. Oh, a little random heart. So I'm going to put that down, find my center again, and then repeat this. So let's push this down, hold it in place, and I'm pretty sure I am not in the center of this one, but that's the beauty of handmade, right? Okay. I think I'm going to have to change the blade at some point. Okay, so pop that one out. Now, here's another way you can use the chalk writer. You can color right on it and just gently run the tip of that along the edge of your paper on all sides. And then you can either take a tissue, your finger, the finger dauber, whatever you prefer, and you can go through and now smooth it out. That is another option for using your chalk writers as distressing tools. These things are great for that. They work just the same as a gelato or using, running your paper along your ink pad. It does the same thing. The beauty of these are you can use them also for writing on a whiteboard or a chalkboard or glass or mirror or any washable surface. But when we do this part of it, and we use it on a non-porous surface, or on a porous surface such as paper or wood or anything like that, it becomes permanent. So just another trick. So I love how that looks. distressing it like that. So those are your two options. You can just use straight onto the chalk, onto the dauber and run it across, or on a tissue or something like that. Or you can add it to your paper directly and then smooth it out using another tool, a dauber, your fingers, tissue, whatever you prefer. So let's go ahead and put these down and get started. I'm going to use my white tear tape, and we're going to start with the back piece, and we're going to just add the tape to 3 sides. And normally I would pre-tape, but this project was just a lot of pre-work. It comes out beautiful, it's so worth it, just a lot. So let's go ahead and try to be neat this time. If you've watched me before, you know I'm never neat, and I just throw it on the floor. I'm trying to keep myself in check and not make a huge mess. Okay, so we're gonna place this one down. It's about 1/4 inch from the side. And then our smaller pocket, we are going to place just on top of that one. Now again, you could add some dimension and make your pocket a little bit thicker if you are definitely going to put a lot of things in there. And you could use the foam tape instead to create the pocket. And that would just give it a little bit of a lift and more space for you to be able to place things in. So I'm going to go ahead now and put this one down. All right, easy peasy, right? It's a complicated book with a lot of work, but it's actually beautiful and easy once you get it all together. So I want to make sure that my tape, which is along this edge, doesn't at all come into the pocket, because if I do that, it's going to block that pocket. So I want to just kind of make it, and again, every time I do it, it comes out differently. So this one, I'm just putting it a little bit more off center, which doesn't bother me at all. Then we have, we can add some more brads to this. So now on this one, if you can see this one, it was blue, yellow, red. Now I have blue, gray, yellow. So for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the red. Nope, I don't have a red. I'm gonna do a yellow and a blue. And then if I have extra brads when I'm done, I can always come back and add them and place them in here if I want. So we're gonna add that. Now from here, we're gonna take our Magic Adventure Starts Here sticker off of our 12 by 12 sticker sheet. And we are going to use our pop dots to place that down. So let me grab those. And because this is not a little tiny thing, I can just throw some bigger sized pop dots on there and use them. Now, I'm sure you all heard me giggle for a moment, because in my usual fashion, I just knocked half of the book into my garbage can. Okay, so we're gonna place that down. And again, I could have used a little chalk on there to add to the embellishing. And then I am going to take my little 3x4 card that we've cut out and add this polka dot brad. These brads are just great. They have so much weight, and I love the shine, the glass to them. Okay, and then we're going to use our castle brad, and we're going to put it on the back side. This is the 𝐂𝐲 tag, so if you pull that out, you can see on the other side it says 𝐂𝐲. And we're going to stick the reverse side in here, and we are going to add that right to the reverse corner. And we are going to put those in our book. Perfect. And we're off to a running start now. Here we go, and you can just put them in however you would like. Okay, so this is what happy looks like, and we are going to take our little sunglasses from our brads, and we are going to put that right here. Easy. And then we're going to go on to the back side of this page. So then when you flip it over, I've already done this one. This is from your larger 4x4 elements, and then you're just going to cut it down, and we are going to add, so it already has on here On Our Way, and we are going to add to that the car from your cardstock stickers. So we just want to take that little car, and then again, using our pop dots, we're actually going to place it on the outside of our sleeve. And we're gonna pop that up right above where it is now, just for a little fun and dimension. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. I love doing things like this and giving it that 3D effect. So once that's down, we're also going to take our On Our Way sticker off of our chipboard, off of our cardstock stickers. And for this, I'm going to use the smaller pop dots. And I'm going to add that just below and cover up the one that's on there. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And then we can add the suitcase. Now again, this is where you would put a photo, and I'm not gonna go ahead and put all those little white papers down, but just so you can see it right here. And then on top of that, we're gonna add a little yellow heart sticker. This is where my pop dots might be a little bit too big, so I'm gonna diagonally slice one of them. And use that. You could also use the foam tape for this because you'd be able to cut it perfectly. All right, and then we're going to put that right on top. And then we're going to go ahead and add that into our book. So here's our first page. We're just going to go ahead and slip that right in here, just like that, and keep moving on, assembling. So now our next page is going to be one of your additional pages. Now this one, obviously, this is the 3x4s, and these are the ones that didn't come in the book. So these are your additional pages that you received. So this is also why you have to take the book apart as we're going. So for this, we are going to actually just make a small page. So you want to just grab a pair of scissors or your paper trimmer or whatever you want, and you're going to cut right along this line, right along that little dotted line where the pocket pages are separated. And it's just a cute way to make a different size pocket. Now you can save this and use it for a flip or whatever you'd like. I'm just going to set mine aside and go ahead, and we're just going to slip this castle picture in, castle one with the yellow paper on the back, and then we can add some fireworks to it from our cardstock stickers. Little pop dot behind that. Okay, and then voila. Look how easy that came together. Now on the back of it, again, we have where you would have a photo. And then we are going to, I'm going to just put my scissors here for a second to keep that down for you guys to be able to see. We can add some of the text, some of the little sentiment stickers. So we're going to add the big smiles. And again, I always do this on the outside, 2 reasons. I like it that way. And also, if I switch out the pictures, it's not on my picture. So I don't have to worry about it being on my picture. And I don't have to worry about, if I didn't put a picture in yet, where it's going to lie. So if I just keep it kind of consistent and put them on the outside of the pictures or the pockets, I don't have to worry about it. And then let's grab a little star and put that on. Just like that. So again, like whatever picture I put in there, this won't affect it. And at some point, if I need to, I should be able to go back and pull these off. Obviously, over time, they get stuck on better, so it won't come off as easily, or you might need to use some double-sided tape to put it back on. So we're going to slip that into our book and go to our next page, which is the Mickey page, the Mickey ears. And for this, again, simple, easy one, we're going to just grab our sticker from our cardstock stickers. And now this one, I'm going to use my foam tape. And I'm going to use my foam tape and hold that down. And then we are going to take our sticker. All right, y'all, where did my sticker go? Well, we're gonna put our sticker down that I have clearly misplaced. Oh, here it is, stuck to myself. I hope this is amusing to everybody watching. This is the beauty of doing these things. And like I said, I swear I'm just a disorganized crafter, project person. They always come out great, but I am kind of comical as I do it. All right, so I have my foam tape and I'm just gonna place that down. And this foam tape is great, but the paper is not always, the backing is sometimes a little difficult. All right, we're gonna put that down right here. And then we are going to add our heart sticker with the polka dots from our cardstock stickers. And we're gonna put that right in the corner. All right. And then we're gonna add that page. Oh, and then we'll flip it over and look at the next page is just an autograph page where we can also add some more of our beautiful little brads. So here I'm gonna add the gray one to the blue because that's what I have left. And then I'm gonna add a yellow. And I added a pink one where there is no color actually. Right in the center, look at those. I think these pearlized, beautiful little brads are just amazing. Okay, and so we're gonna slip that one next into our book and keep going. So now we've come to our first insert page that we're gonna create on our own. And this is a pocket with some tags in it and also the little cutout. So let's see what we are going to use for this one. Let me grab this for you. I've already scored all my stuff only because trying to keep it a little bit organized and not have so many tools laying all over the place. You are gonna take your 12 by, this is 4 by 12. I've already pulled the little paper off. So it is 4 by 12 and you are going to score it, if you wanna score it first, from the left edge 5 inches. So you want to make sure that you place it down on your scoring board in the correct way so that your words, when you flip it over, the words are the right way. So you don't want to, if you do it upside down, then your words are backwards. So you want to make sure you have it the right way and you're going to score it 5 inches from the left edge. And then we are going to actually score it 1 inch from this edge too, because that's where it's going to slip into the binding. So you want to make sure that it folds correctly. All right, so next we are going to flip it over and we're going to do a 1.5 inch circle using our punch again over here to create this little lip right here. So I think mine is still set at 2. I'm just going to leave it that way. This is the 1.5. I'm going to do a 2 right here. And then again, I'm going to, using my self-healing mat, I'm just going to line this up and find the center, which is right here. I'm going to put my little center on that and then cut. And again, I did mine as 2. And we're just gonna pop that. Oh, that one came out better. And look at that, exactly what I just said not to do. I did mine wrong. So let's pretend that that's still there because I did mine wrong and I'm not gonna edit myself out because this is what happens in life. It just doesn't always come out right. So I did mine wrong and we wanted to do it on the shorter end. I wasn't paying attention, so now I have this lip on this end, which it is what it is. So I'm gonna actually just leave it and go ahead and do it on the shorter end this time. So line it up again, find my center, and try number 2. We're gonna cut that. I should just be named like the comical crafter. All right. And then pull that out. Okay. So now we have 2 little loops, which we shouldn't have, but we'll stick a tag in there. The other thing that we're gonna do is put the corner rounder. We're gonna round the end corners of these two little edges right here. So let's place that in here. There's 1, And then here is the other. All right, and we're gonna just pretend we see that. Okay, so now we're gonna create our pocket by putting our adhesive on the two sides right here. So I'm gonna use my tear tape again. Place that down and create our pocket. And like I said, sometimes that takes a little bit. Okay. Now that we've got that, we are going to take our next page, which I already have my stuff in, so that's fine, but we're going to use this as a guide of where our holes should go. So you're going to line up another page as a template, and then I'm using my crocodile, and I'm going to put the holes in where my pocket, where the match up to the page, the next page. So now we've got that, and we've got two tags. Let's go. Here are our two tags that we're going to use, and again, we're going to punch holes in these. And then you can add any kind of string that you want. I have some of this red and white twine, baker's twine, that I'm going to just put on there. And I don't want to make it too long. So I can just feed it through a little loop. There we go. And the second one, we're going to do the same twine. And feed that through and tie it. Now you can, depending on your twine, you can, if you have twine or you have something else, you can tie it at the top if you'd like as well. And then that becomes this little pocket. And here we go. Now we have our two little tags inside our pocket that we can use for journaling or adding photos or whatever you'd like. And then on the flip side of that, we're going to create another little space for a photo just by using our little 3x3 square that we've already cut out. So again, we're just going to attach this using our tear tape. And that creates that perfect little mat for a photo. And then we're going to add some embellishments to that. We are going to add our teacup right here. And then from our brads, we're going to add the second teacup. And we are also going to put the words magical memories off of our cardstock stickers right at the bottom. And look at that. Oh, again, I've completely messed up this page. This should be on the back, so now it's on the front. But you know what? Nobody will know the difference when it's in the book. So now we're going to add that one to the book, and I will try to follow directions better. But this is just a perfect example of how everybody's book can be different. And there are no mistakes. They're just happy changes that I've made. So we're going to go ahead and add this page in. And then our next page is just another autograph page. This Can I Get an Autograph will go in next. Let's see. And then on here, we just have a sticker stuck on from our sticker sheet. So let's pull that off. And we're just going to place that in the corner. And again, if you wanted to pop that one out, you totally could do that. And then now we come to our next insert page. And this is just going to be a simple page without any flips or pockets. So let's make that one next. So we're going to start out for this one. Let's put this here. Okay, so we're going to start with our 4 by 7.5 piece of the camera paper, which is this one. And you want to score that 1 inch from the edge. And that will give you the bend that you want to keep it in line with the rest of the pages. And that will create the little binding edge. So we did that, and now we're gonna take our, let's see, here we go. This is a 1 by 4 piece of the multi-dots, and we're just gonna place that down. That is about 1.5 inches from the left edge of your paper. Just another fun way to add pages to your book. Again, without having to add the plastic sleeves, you can just add additional pages at any time. So we're going to go ahead about an inch and a half, from this edge, which would be about here. We're going to go ahead and line that up and place it down. And then you would want to go ahead and put down your picture. And then we're going to add our embellishments, which is going to be the say cheese, bread. And we're going to add the dreams come true and what a day. So let's grab those, and we're going to put those right underneath. And then we would use another page as a template and add that to our book. Poke your holes where your scored line is, and you're going to add that to your book. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And then on the flip side, we are going to do the same thing. We're going to use, this is a 2 1/4 by 4 inches of our camera paper. And again, now this is on the flip side. We are going to put that down. Again, about 1/2 inch from the left edge. So let's go ahead and do that. You can also use a glue stick for this. You know I love the glue stick, but the only thing that I don't recommend is that when you're using these pocket pages, the glue stick over time will definitely dry and not adhere to the plastic sleeve, which is why I don't use it in these projects for that kind of an application. So again, now this would be this page, so we're going to go ahead and put that down. And then the next page is just simple. We're going to stick this meeting the big cheese in, but using our beautiful brads, we're going to create a little Mickey face. So we're going to take the polka dot one, we're going to place that down in the corner. And then we're going to take 2 of the black, solid black brads that you have, and we are going to add them to make little Mickey ears. Look how cute that is. Everyone's, look at that. So we've created our own little brad doing that. And then the other side, we're going to flip it over, and where the tape line is, we're going to add the little floral brad to that. And now we are done. So I'm actually going to quick use this one as a template to poke the holes in my previous page that I hadn't done, so we can slip them all in. So again, lining that up. Put these in our book. Grab that. And now we have come to another page to create. So this one has an additional flip on the back side. So let's go ahead and start with this one. So I've pulled this out. This one has, you're going to use the 4 by 6.5 piece of It's stars on one side and the clouds, stars on one side, clouds on the other. So we're going to start with the stars side. And on here, we are going to use the yellow stars. This one was the 2.5 by 4. And we are going to just place that down. This is about 1/4 inch from the bottom of your page up against the right-hand side, up against the right-hand side of the paper. So let's go ahead with that. Then this is where your photo would be. So you're gonna put down, and again, these are the kind of things you can add these afterwards too, these embellishments if you'd like, so that you can wait to see where your photos lay. I'm just gonna do it so you all can see it. And then we have the camera sticker from our cardstock stickers. And using my pop dots again, I am going to pop this up. Okay, so we're gonna place that down. That's kind of towards the edge of our yellow star paper. And we're gonna put down the adventure word. And again, this would be on my photo or on my photo mat. Now we're gonna flip that over and we're gonna create this page. So this is the Magic Fun flip, and this is using the 4x4 piece that says Magic Fun. And we're gonna start with that. Now I've already scored that about 1/4 inch from the edge of where it's gonna be attached. And we're gonna put that down. So I'm gonna grab my tear tape and I'm gonna put it right on the edging of where I've made the score line. And then we're gonna put that down. So you're gonna, being left-handed, I turn everything sideways anyway. So I'm gonna turn that to the side and I'm gonna add, flip that under, right to the edge. I'm gonna add, oh, not a good job there. Right to the edge again. We're gonna add that. And that creates this adorable little flip. And then on the inside is where you would have a picture. And then we're gonna take our little border sticker and I'm gonna actually place it down. So now if you have your picture and you wanna place your picture down first, that's great. Again, these are the kind of things, these little add-ons or little embellishments that you can either do ahead of time and put your pictures in it, or you can save these kind of things for once you have your photos already in place and then you want to embellish it. So I'm just gonna slice it right off at the edge. To me, sometimes it's easier to do it that way than try to measure it out, because clearly I'm not the most accurate person when it comes to cutting or things like that, as we can all see. So that's how this page is gonna look. So again, if you want this to overlap, like here it's overlapping what would be a picture or a border. If you want to save that and do it after you put pictures in, that would be great too. And I'm going to place down here my happy place. Now, these all fall within the flap, so you don't really see them. So I just want to kind of close it, know where I am, and then place that down. And I'm going to put down the words worth the wait. And again, that's gonna go kind of right about here. And then I will put a photo there. And again, using a page as a template, make your holes and add that to our book. Oop. So I wanna flip it over because it's gonna go this way. Make sure you flip it over and put the holes on the correct side, which is the far side from the flip. All right. I just laughed to myself thinking If you all ever watched 𝐂𝐤𝐴 𝐬𝐺𝐢, because I thought she was hysterical when I was growing up watching her, that's kind of how I feel right now. Like I'm the 𝐂𝐤𝐴 𝐬𝐺𝐢. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one in. I'm like the happy accident. All right, so that's what that one looks like. Perfect. We're going to set our book aside, and moving on, we're going to go to the next one, which is this So Happy to Meet You. And then here we have from our brads the little flowers that kind of mimic the flowers that are already there. So we're just going to go ahead and add them kind of to 3D it. That's it. And then let's see. On the other side, we have your sunglasses, and then we're just going to take off of our sheet Best Day Ever and a heart, a little yellow heart. So let's grab those two, and you can place them right down or you can pop them up. So here's just place down the Best Day Ever, and then I'm going to put the little heart just a little bit above it, and that's just flat on here. And on this one, I've actually used the foam tape and pop dots and added them. So that's done, and we're going to add that to our book. Slip those right in. And then we're going to move on to our next one. And again, this is an insert page. So you're going to grab your little insert pages that you had. And this is where your photo would go, and the fun in the sun. So we're just going to cut those two down. You have the flip side, which is going to be your fireworks and your castle, and then you have the fun in the sun. Now these are from your 4x4, and we want to cut them down to 3x4. So having said that, they are 4x4 to start. We are going to, and I'm going to just, not sure you can see me on camera, but we are going to just cut 1/2 inch from each side of both sheets. So I'm going to do mine at 3.5 on one, and then I'm going to do it 3.5. Well, this should be now 3 on this one, and that will make it 3x4 instead of 4x4. And we're going to do the same thing. So the first one I'm going to line up to the 3.5 because I'm cutting it 1/2 inch on each side. So I'm going to cut it down to 3.5, and then I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to cut this one down to the 3. All right, easy peasy. Look at that. Now we've created 2 more 3x4. And we're just going to slip them back to back into our pocket. And again, this is where I would normally have put a photo. So we're going to leave it blank for here. And we are going to add to it the blue sunglasses, and then I'm going to grab the red sunglasses. So the blue sunglasses, let's hope I don't stick these to myself again. The blue sunglasses are going to go on the outside of the pocket page where I would have a photo, which is going to be right here. And the red sunglasses, I'm going to pop dot right over where the existing red sunglasses are, just for a little 3D shadow look. So here we go. Look at that. Adorable little page. Easy. And then on the other side, we have now the fireworks, or the castle with the fireworks, and we're just going to place down the fireworks word. And again, I'm going to pop that one using my smaller size pop dots. Okay. There we go. Perfect. And then again, this is where my photo will be. So I'm going to just slip that into my book. And you can see our book is coming along nicely. And we're moving right along with all this. So next we have another pocket page. And that one just simply has in it this, can I get your autograph teacups and the little dots. So we're going to add to that one the magic. Just the magic brad on this side. And then let's flip it over, and it just has the actual piece of paper in here. So we're going to quick add that one to our book. And then our next one is going to be another insert page. And let's pull out what we need for that one. Okay, is going to be your 4x12 strip of the camera paper again. And then this is the yellow stars on the inside. So what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna try and do it correctly this time, is put the little notch out into our camera side, and we're going to, again, score it. You wanna score it 5.5 from the left edge. So that is already done. Making sure that my cameras are the right direction. So for me, I'm not sure why, it was just easier. I did it on the yellow side. So I just flipped it over to make sure that I had the cameras in the correct way when I flipped it back. So you don't want to score it and then your cameras be upside down. So the first thing I'm going to do, so I know where I am, I'm going to use my corner rounders and I'm going to do the edges, the two edges of the outside flap. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so that is going to be this edge, the outside edge. And then I'm just going to put my little notch on the inside edge. I'm going to actually turn it down to 1.5 this time, or thereabouts. If you are close to my age, it's hard to see. So that is thereabouts 1.5. So I'm going to do that. I know, again, for me, left-handed, sometimes it's just difficult, so I flip it over. And I'm going to find the center, which would be right here. Place my punch down and then cut it. All right, I think that one came out good. This one's just a little smaller. I think I might have done it a little small, but that's fine. So here we go. We created a quick pocket. Again, we're gonna just put our tape along the two sides, the two short sides, and not even all the way up, because I wanna make sure that I am able to use the pocket and that it's not too tight. And also, again, you could use your foam tape for this and give the pocket a little bit more of a depth. So if you wanted to add multiple things into it, you can easily do that. So let's go ahead and put that down. And here we go. Now we've created a pocket and we've created our tags. So we can slip this to, it's a 2.5 by 4, and you just cut off the edges to make it a tag. We can punch a hole in and add some more string. Perfect. And then we are going to take our Magic Memories stickers from our cardstock sticker and place that down. Okay. And I want to say, I think there is something, let's see, yep. The Good Times banner tag from our tags, from our cardstock sticker is on the inside, and we're just going to put that down on our tag. We're going to stick that in there. So look at that. Perfect. And then we can punch a hole, put whatever kind of string. Like I said, I collected a pile of what I thought would be good Disney themed string, so I can go ahead and go back and do that. And then when I get to my next page, let's see here, I have another one, so I'm going to use this, the next one, as again a guide to where I want to put the holes. So I can add that one in. Look at that. Look how quick and easy that is. So here's our tag, here's our pocket. I'm going to flip it over, and then we're going to place that one into our book as well. So we are really cruising along on this book. All right, so here's our next page. And this one is another easy one. You're going to take another one of your little pocket pages, your 3x4s, and we're just going to add some words to it and some tags. So this is from your 3x4s. Again, you're going to take the big smiles, and then you're going to take the smiles from ear to ear, and that's what we're going to use. And we have on this one, let's see, we have yay and so happy. So we're going to put down the so happy, and then we're going to put down the yay. And then right above our smiles, we're going to add our beautiful little flowered brad right on that tape, that little tape. And then let's see, we're gonna flip that over. And here we have on the far side of it, a small little fireworks shooting star. So we're gonna place that in the corner. And then we're gonna stagger our next words. So I'm gonna start at the bottom with the never ending fun. And then on top of that, we're gonna put the go see ride. And then on top of that is the so fun. And then for good measure on the far one, on the big smiles, let's add this black gemstone or brad right to the center of our camera. And voila, another beautiful page. All right, and then next we have another flip page, and I'm gonna try and move along. So this one, I've already scored 4.5 inches from the bottom on our sheet of paper that is the 6x8. So you're gonna grab your 6x8 sheet and you're gonna score it 4.5 inches from the bottom of whichever way your flip is. Now I've already placed my backside in here. It's the magic page. So we're gonna take our next page pocket and we're just gonna slip that in there, just like that. Easy peasy, and we've created a cute little flip. So now mine doesn't sit all the way in. I think on this one I actually trimmed it, or you could score it a little bit higher, or I mean a little bit lower, but you want to be able to leave the bottom open. So that's why it's not scored at exactly 4, otherwise it would line up at the bottom. So you don't want to do that. So on the front of our little pocket that, or our flip that we've created, we're going to take our big castle sticker and place that down. And again, you can pop it off or you can just tape it down, whichever you prefer. I'm going to put some pop dots on here. All right. And then we're going to put that down on the front cover. And then we are going to add 2 more of our fireworks stickers. And we're going to put those down. And then on the inside, which really is technically the outside, because I'm going to do it on the outside of the paper, or outside of the plastic pocket, I'm going to place down magic and the sun up to sundown. So if you go to Disney as often as my husband would love to go, you have to go when the park opens and you have to stay till it ends, till it closes. And when our kids were little, and there were 6 of them, oh my God, they could be crying and being dragged around. We couldn't leave till the parade. Gotta love it. All right, and then we're gonna flip it open. And here we have Happy Place, which is one long banner. So what we're gonna do is snip the banner in between the happy and the place. So I'm gonna snip it. I'm gonna snip it again, just to cut off, snip it, and then I'm gonna cut it again, just to take off that little edge. And then we are going to put it down on the inside. Boop. So here we have happy and place. There we go. And that is our flip. And I put it down too low, so let's move it up a little bit. I was not paying attention to where my score line was. So let's do it again. There we go. So perfect. Now we can add our next page. And then on the flip side of that, it just has the magic, which was the already done tag. So we're gonna stick that into our book. And we're gonna keep moving along. All right, so next we have another pocket page. And with this one, we are actually gonna use 2 of our 4x6 pieces of paper. So let's start with, this is the 6x4. And then this is the 4x6 that has the faves on it. This is the 6x4 or 4x6 that we've cut from our existing paper. And those 2 are going to get notched out also and then glued together. So we're going to just notch out the first one, which is the stars one. So here we go. I'm going to place that down, find the center. Now I still have this set at the 1 or a little bit more than 1, so it's going to be a little bit smaller than the one that's on there. Okay. And now we're going to tape these together so that you have the stripes on the outside. And then we're going to add those two afterwards. So we're going to tape these down on 3 sides. And again, I don't want to go too far up because I don't want it to get stuck. I want it just to be enough to create the pocket. All right. And then we're going to put them together just like that. Now we've created our pocket and we have our binding. So now to create the binding, I've scored this. This is a 2x4 sheet that we've cut with the red fireworks on the outside. And now you're going to score it at the 1-inch line. So I've already done that. I'm going to put my tape on the 2 edges, outside edges, and we are going to attach that to the edge of our pocket to create where we are going to punch our holes. So I want to do it right on the edge. It doesn't need to be too far in. We've also scored our paper, our 2 sheets about 1/2 inch in. So we want to make sure we're just about before that. So that's where our bend will be. And then we've created a perfect binding to put our 2 holes in. And then on the other side, you're just going to attach this little 4x4 right here. Oh, sorry, on the back side. We're going to attach our 4x4 to that. And that I've done with the foam tape to give it a little bit of a pop. So we're going to go ahead and add that. And you can tell I'm not taking my time for this, just because I know you guys are watching for so long. All right, so we're going to add the yum right to the back. And then we're going to have 2 little journaling tags that we're going to put on the inside. And one says, this is where the magic is, and then the other side you can use for photos. And the other is our polka dots, which has the fireworks on the inside. And on this one, we've added 2 little tags at the top to create our tab. And then on this one, it's stuck in here for some reason. We've just added the camera to it. So now we've done those. Perfect. And then at some point we have to poke holes in it when we get to our next page and put that in our book. And then the following page after that one, here we go. We can use this one real quick and make our holes. All right. Perfect. Add that to our book. And then our next page, we're going to create a quick little pocket on the outside. So on the inside, we've already taken our little dots page and added that in there with the stripes facing out. And then we have from our pre-cut paper, we have our 2x6 with the fireworks. And we're just going to add that to our pocket. So again, we're only going to put the tape on 3 sides. And then we're going to create a quick pocket right there. So we're gonna add that right to the bottom of the outside of our pocket. And that creates this adorable little pocket. And then on the inside, we have from your 3x4s, you have your magic memories, and then we have the teacups. And on the reverse side of the teacups, we're gonna add a little bit of fun, and we're gonna put down the treats. So let's stick the word treats. And then we have the churros, and we have the pretzel. And then we are gonna pop up the ice cream, which I wanna say is a Dole Whip, which I love. And this summer they came to the Jersey Shore with Dole Whip, which wasn't so good for me, but I love that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna add that in. And then on the outside of our pocket, we're gonna take our teacups and we're gonna put them down, all right, like that. And then we're gonna add Make Magic right up to it. And in between the two, we are gonna add a little flower off of our sticker sheet, the little red flower, right in between. And you can pop that if you want. So there we go. And then the next side, we're just going to add the little Say Cheese from our stickers. And those I used the pop dots for. So let's go ahead and add some of those. We're just gonna place that down. And then we are done with that. Okay, and then our next page is another 3x4 page. And on this one, you can add your little photo again, or you can add a mat and then put your border on it. Or you can wait till you have a photo and put them in there. But on here, we're just gonna do the 3x4, and then we have our additional best place ever. So on this one, you don't need to sit here and do this one, but all we did is popped out the word magic, just like that, using your pop dots or foam tape, and then adding a few little stars to it. And then the same on the other side. You would just add in a picture or a mat if you want to have it complete now, and then add that to our book. And then the next page, oh, the best place ever. We want to cut that down again to the 3x4 and add that in to here, because that one comes from your 4x4s. The next page is simple. Another one, just insert your little autograph. And like I said, you could just take these all out and take them with you to the park whenever we get to go back there, and have them signed and then go back and put them in. Now again, we're gonna do another flip page, and this one is super easy too. All we wanna do is take our paper that we started with, which is the, I think this one is the 4x10.5. So it's 4x10.5, and you're gonna score it in two places. You're gonna score 1 inch here, again, to make your binding like we've been doing, so that it has the proper fold. And then you're gonna score it 4.5 inches on the inside, 4.5. So that gives us the bend where our binder is, and it gives us the fold to make a pocket. And on this pocket, we are just gonna do the corners. So let's round our corners. We're gonna round our corners, and then that's it. And then we're gonna be able to go ahead and take our next page that has the pocket, that has pockets in it, and we are going to add our next pocket page and use that as a guide for our holes. We're gonna add them in, okay. And then on the inside, you can add a photo. And again, here's a little piece of paper that you can slip in here. And you can put that in now, or again, if you wanna wait, well, I can put that one in now, and then if you wanna wait to add your photo, that would be fine. So we're gonna go ahead and stick that one in real quick. And we are coming to the end, which is super exciting how quick this came together. All right, so we're gonna stick that page right here. and then you're gonna mount your photo on top of it. And then we're gonna add to the top of that one a little tab. And again, this is like subjective because you're gonna put your picture in here. So I'm just putting it down. And then you would add your teacup, and on the outside where you won't, you'll see it when the book is open, we're gonna add the adorable balloons. I'm gonna add them flat down, and then a day to remember, I'm gonna pop up so it sticks off of the balloons. All right, hope everyone is enjoying this, and if anyone has any questions, we are here to answer them for you. So we're just gonna add that, a day to remember, right on our balloons. Perfect, and then we can add that to our book. And then again, our next page is just a little slip in. So we're gonna set that aside, we don't need to do that one real quick. And then just adding the little embellishments. And again, if you want to do it before or after you put the pictures in, that's fine. And then our final page, we have another little pocket. And this is, again, 4.5 by 10, and then it's scored at 4.5. And the only thing that we need to do to this one is, again, just adding, oh, that's not that. We want to add our corner rounds to both of them. Then punch your holes in. You want to do the notch. So again, I'm gonna flip it this way. It just works better for my hands. And find my center, and then cut out the notch. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Now I have to do the other corners. There we go. 1 and 2. There we go. And then we're going to just tape down our 3 sides. I mean, our 2 sides. Three sides would not make it a pocket on this one because we already have the fold. So we are going to just do 2 sides. Look at that. And then we have a tag. So we're just going to add our tag right to that. And then on the outside of the pocket, we have this adorable brad that is a chipboard brad that has all these little words on it. And then we're going to add the little bow brad to that. And the words, "Here we go." So let's put those down. And then we are complete with that page, and we just need to go back and put holes in it again. And then our final little page is, here it is. Our final page, before we get to the back cover, we just have this piece of our 4x6 with the Main Street on the back. And then we're gonna add the little journaling tag with the tape side sideways instead of up. So this is, you're turning it sideways instead of using it the correct way. So we're going to turn it on its side, place it down. We're going to add the plaid brad right to the tape. And then we are going to add the ice cream truck from our stickers. Just like that. Perfect. And on this one, I popped it on. This one, I just put it flat. And then we're just leaving this side. And then we are going to take our back cover, which is now buried under all my stuff. So we're going to grab our back cover. And what we're going to do for this is we have left our Let's Make Magic, right? And we are going to trim this down so that we can create a back page pocket. And we are going to cut that down so that it's 4 and 5/8 all together, right? So we're gonna estimate, we're gonna take just about to the ear on this side and just about to the magic on this side. So let's do that real quick. So we're gonna look and we're gonna estimate about here. And then I'm gonna flip it over, and I know now I want it to be 4 5/8. So that would be right here, and we're gonna cut off the end. Now, the last thing that we want to do to this is we are gonna add, or we're gonna round the corners so that it will mimic the edge of your book. Just like that. And now we've created our final pocket. So this one, we're just gonna add the tape to the 3 sides, leaving the straight side untaped. There we go. So let's pull this all off and do our final page by adding that, just like that. And then we have our tags we can stick right in here. Perfect, look at that. And that's our final page. So I'm gonna grab my book and put it all together for you and show you what we've made. Oh, I missed a few pages. That's okay, we've seen it. But just so I can show you how to put the whole thing back together, then you're just gonna add your binder, your back page, and then you're gonna grab the little binder, slip that back on. Now you want to make sure you don't close it super tight, otherwise it's hard to flip through the pages. They get super tight. So I'm just gonna kind of leave a little give there, excuse me, and then that way you can flip through it. So, somehow I got that caught. All right. So look what we've created. Isn't this beautiful? We've made pockets, we've made flips, we've made pages, we've added pages. Look at all that. We made flips. So I hope that you enjoyed this little 4x6 book. Next, we are going to take a quick walk through all of the cards and the layouts. We don't need to really do those together because those were great and came with step-by-step directions in there for you. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I'll be back in a moment. If you want to get yourself ready, we will do the cards and layouts, just walk through them together. So see you in a few. Okay guys, we're gonna just take a quick walk through what came in your package and these simple page and simple card kits real quick. Just for, you don't need my help really going through them. I'm just gonna show you finished product. So I know you all got the white tear tape. There's some red line tape, some glue sticks, which are my favorite things. The foam tape, you have white and black, and this is what the full ones look like. I know when I'm doing my project, mine are way smaller because I've already used most of it. So I'm gonna set this aside, and then I wanna talk about these 2 kits that you got that are the cards and the layouts. So they came to you with these, in these beautiful little folders, and inside of them, you had, here's the other one, here's the layouts and then magical card kits. These are from Simple Stories, and they're part of their new Simple line, which I just love, because you know what? You can take these to a crop. You don't need anything with you. You only need your adhesive. You don't need scissors, a paper trimmer, whatever. They're super simple to put together, but they're great. So inside of your little sleeves, you will find the directions. Oh, these are the same directions. You'll find the card directions, double-sided with your pictures, and the layout directions in each one. And then yours come all ready with your bases, the base pages, and the die cuts. So a lot of the die cuts are what used to come in a little baggie. That was your bits and pieces, and now they are for ease of use and also for ease of shipping and packaging. They come on one full sheet, all different ones. So now all you need to do is really go through and find which one that they're talking about in the directions. You have your card bases, And you have, I've combined both of my kits together. So in each kit, you got one set of chipboards, and then you got all of these, again, the base pages. These are the pages for the layouts. And then you got all of the die cuts, which again would have been what was in a bits and pieces packaging. And now you've got them easy to transport and easy to see what you have versus dumping them all out. It all still comes that way, but for these simple projects, this is how they're coming now, and I think they're wonderful, great to put together. They're great for anybody, but if you're a beginner, it's even better because it's so much easier to find and to look at this way. So this is what we're leaning towards, and what we're working towards are these simple projects that I think they just make it so much better and easier to use. So we're just going to take a quick walk through the final products so that you can see what I've done that might be a little bit different or give you some ideas of some things to do. So let's take a quick look at all of these beautiful cards. And I want you to know on my workspace now, I have a black chalk writer, but I've also used a red one and a finger dauber. So here's a clean one, not used, and here is a very well used one. So I've talked about this before, and I did it in the book. So in order to get a distressed look, lots of people like that. I love it. You can use either an ink pad, a gelato, or you can use our chalk writers. And what's wonderful about that is that you can use them for regular everyday use in your home to write on a whiteboard or a blackboard in your kitchen, or something that maybe you've used chalk paint on. You can use them on any washable surface, your mirrors, your glass, anything like that. You can also use them on porous, non-porous surfaces, or porous surfaces like wood, wood tags, or any sort of a wood embellishment, chipboard, or on paper, and they become permanent just like ink would. So on mine, I have gone along and done a lot of the chalking on these just by two different methods that you could use. And I can show you, I guess on this one, the edges aren't done. So there's two different ways you could do it. I'm gonna use my well-used one to show you on one side and then the other. So I can take my chalk and just go along the edge and color right on there. And then I can take the dauber, or you can use a tissue or a makeup sponge, and you can just blend it in that way. Or I can use it by taking the chalk and the color and putting it directly onto the dauber and then running that along the edge to add it. I'm gonna do it to the side so you can see it. And so those are two different methods of doing it. Both of them come out beautifully. It just depends on the intensity that you want. If you do the coloring directly onto your paper, you get kind of more of a darker edge look than if you just did it with the dauber. So if you prefer to have that really darker outside line, then I suggest you would just do it by writing on the paper. Make sure you do it along the edge. Don't try to go onto the paper, because that's where you could kind of slip and then you have like a jagged line. If you just run it along the edge gently, that's how you're gonna get that effect where you then run this on here to spread it out. But that gives you that darker edged line, which I really like. So here's a look at what your finished cards will look like. These are great. I've also embellished all of the die cuts. Now, one thing about using those die cuts, they're great, but sometimes they do have a little bit of a pulled away edge. So this also helps take away the white core of your die cuts or your bits and pieces, which I really like. So that's what I've done on a lot of them. You can see that on the circle, on the balloons. Here I've used pop dots and the foam tape. One of the beautiful things about the foam tape is that it's not as thick or as much height as some of your general pop dots are. So that also gives you the ability to layer in different heights by using foam tape versus pop dots, or a combination of both. So this is the magic card, wishing you a happily ever after with the wonderful castle. And then the next one, here we go, using the taxi and a tag. And again, I've staggered it with different heights, this one being a pop dot, this one being a foam tape, and then placing these directly on there. And again, using chalk writer to embellish all of the edges. This is a beautiful card to send to somebody. We have the smile card with the camera. And the heart, again, I've embellished all of the little, even the chipboards have been embellished. Then we have May All Your Dreams Come True with the beautiful carousel. And these are some chipboard embellishments. And again, using the black chalk writer, I've individually done each of the different layers of the card. And then here we have the framed castle with the chipboard. And again, just staggering the different layers. So here we're using foam tape. The black paper is directly flat, and then we have some foam tape to do the outline or the little photo. I guess it's kind of like a Polaroid. And then using pop dots to give a little bit more dimension to the castle. So again, just layering. And then here we have an example of more layering using the teacups. So here I've done the teacups with a higher pop dots, but I've also used the foam tape on the border edges so that they stick up, but not quite as high as the teacups, which also gives it, you know, some perfect different dimension. Another little tip is only tape a portion of your little tags so that you can use your fingernail to roll them up, and that way you can give them a little bit of life too, so they're not completely flat, which I love to do. And again, this one you can see, I'm not sure, I hope you can see that this one has red chalk on it. And then I used red chalk around the edges of all of this. The Treat Yourself with the ice cream, again, doing staggered layering here. We have flat, and then this is foam tape. The yellow piece is the foam tape. And then again, using this little border piece from your die cuts. That one is used with pop dots. So again, it's staggering the heights as well as this so that my little treats are higher up, excuse me, than the rest of them. And again, using my black chalk writer to embellish and distress the edges. And then finally, we have the Hope Your Day is Filled with Fun card. And again, different layers. So I've used the red chalk writer on the tag and used foam tape for this, the foam tape, because it's not as high. And then I've used foam dots, pop dots, for the balance of the things that I wanted to raise a little bit higher. So just some thoughts on how to make your cards a little bit different and give them some more dimension and some sturdiness to it. So just remember, layering, they don't all have to be the same height, and you can stagger them. So those are our cards that we've done. And then using the same simple techniques, we've done our layouts. This one I actually put a few pictures in of, not of my kids, but of my girlfriend's kids. So hopefully they don't kill me for this, but that's not the right page. So let's look at these. We have two different layouts. We have the Let's Make Magic with the Mickey ears. And again, they are so simple to put together because it's just matching up what you're pulling off of your sheets. So it's just using your bases and then pulling off of the die cuts. So simple and so quick to put together. So again, just making the 2-page layouts and also staggering your dimensions, giving them a little bit of fun and a little bit of dimension and texture to them. So that's the first one. And again, you just using all of the little die cuts, and the directions are so easy to follow. This is one half of it, and then this is the other half of that first layout. Beautiful, perfect. And then the second layout, second 2-page layout. Again, these are just white cardstock that I've used to show you where photos should go. But again, using the chipboard pop-outs that you have, and then the die cut pop-outs that you have in there, and following all the directions. And again, remember, these are the directions to make it look exactly like this. But, and I think I have them backwards, but there's product in here that you can do it however you would like. That's also the beauty of these simple things, that you can take any of these die cuts and rearrange them and make it your own. This is just a suggestion and an easy guideline to follow. But remember, at the end of the day, it's your book. So if you want to move things around and change it up, please do so, because that is what the beauty of crafting is all about, making it individual. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part of it and these simple projects. Keep your eye out on our website for more of these. We're going to have more simple card kits and more simple page kits for you to purchase and use with all different kinds of lines. So keep your eyes out for that coming soon to our website. Okay, everybody, we're ready for the final book, which is the Mac Daddy book, the 6x8 flip binder. This is the newest binder in the 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐬𝐧𝐞 collection, or I should say flip album, not binder, because it doesn't have the rings. It has the slides. So this is the newest one, and it has that great Mickey ear on the front cover. And let's take a quick walk through this book and see what's inside. And then together we're gonna go through, I've prepped my book for this one, and I'd like to just do the difficult pages, or really the insert pages together, so we can work on that. So the cover, on your directions, it has different ribbon, but you guys can use any ribbon you would like. I just picked a couple that I thought coordinated well. I have a pile of other ribbon here, so really it's up to you. Whatever ribbon you have in your stash would be great. So let's take a quick walk through this book. We have a lot of embellishments, a lot of foam tape and pop dots and some flips and stuff. So here we go. So here's one, using the pocket as your base. And then this is a really cool one that we're going to get to, creating a trifold. And then creating another flip on the back of your trifold, just some pocket pages, creating a little book that should have a tag in it, a little pocket with a tag, and another flip. You'll notice in this one there is a lot of white paper, just regular white cardstock, which is where your photos should be. So when we put ours together for the next one, I'm not going to put all the little white pictures in. I'm just going to show you this one so you can see where your photos should go. Again, here we're creating another insert page with a pocket, and then we're creating a flip on the back of that one for more photos. And then another pocket using this adorable little Mickey ear. And then let's see, here's another page on the back, and then another flip and another pocket page with more tags. And as we keep going, another one, another flip. And then here's a fold out. And then here is a flip up, a pocket, and then a pocket on the back of this flip up. Then we have another one, and then a top pocket. Then we have another flip. That's the beauty of these 4x6 little pages. You can get a lot of flips in there. And then on the reverse side of that one, we have another pocket. And then we have a flip with a rounded edge, a fold out. And then on this one is just a regular page, and then we have the back cover. So let's get started together, and we're gonna figure out how to make all of these little insert pages. So as we go through, I'm gonna work through this book and start another one. Actually, I just want to talk about the cover. In my organizing, here's just a little suggestion. I've dumped out all of the chipboard stickers and all of my bits and pieces into little trays so I can easily find them. So like I said before, I am like the disorganized crafter. I'm like the Julia Child of crafters, things flying everywhere. So, and then here's my cardstock stickers. So thanks to all of our loyal supporters and shoppers. I actually didn't have another Mickey book to use to do my second book because we sold all of them before. So we're waiting for more to come in, but right now I just have a plain red one. So I'm going to use that as the book, but just to talk you through the cover, again, adding the ribbon, and then you want to add your bits and pieces. This is the Worth the Wait, the magic, all from the bits and pieces, and the Fun This Way, and the stickers. The fireworks and the shooting star are from your stickers. So what you want to do is stagger them. And like I said before, the foam tape, which you all should have a roll of your foam tape. Mine is almost gone. And your pop dots, that most people have those pop dots at home. You can order them on our website, but the pop dots are thicker than the foam tape. So they give you that staggered effect. So I've gotten pop dots under here and foam tape under here, or pop dots here, foam tape and foam tape, so that my layers are staggered. So that's the basic cover. And then on the inside, we just have this cute little, from your 4x4 element cards, this little tag for journaling, and then a yellow striped piece. And I'm gonna just do one quick cover, inside cover for this one, and I'm gonna show you just again how to do the chalk writing. So I'm gonna set this aside. Hopefully we'll just keep referencing back to it. So on my inside cover, now this one I have kind of organized completely. I'm gonna step this aside. What goes where and pre-taped, so hopefully we'll speed through this one a little bit faster. So this is my inside cover piece, And this one is your 3 by 5.5 inch. All of my labels from going through it. I'm gonna just quick show you. This is a new one, so let's use the used one. This is 2 options for doing your distressing. Now in the sample book and on your directions, you're gonna see that we distressed everything. But as we go through it, we don't need to do it every single page. So I'm just gonna show you in the beginning. You can take your dauber tissue or whatever you'd like. Once you run it along the edges, this is option number 1, then you're gonna take your, whatever tool you wanna use, your finger dauber or a tissue or a makeup sponge, and you're gonna smooth it out. That gives a much more intense black line on the edges, and it draws a little bit more into the paper. Your other option is to take your dauber and color the top of it with a little bit of chalk, and then do it directly onto the paper. And that gives it a different look. After a while, they start to shed. So mine's shedding. So this one is kind of more of a random pattern than doing it by coloring it directly on the paper. So really you have options on how you want to do it. And then if you want to bring a little bit more into your paper, you can just easily drag it in or use the color that's on there. So again, this side, these 2 sides I did by putting the chalk on the dauber and then dragging it along. And these 2 sides I did by coloring directly on the paper and then using the dauber to bring it in. So you can see the difference of getting a much darker outline than I did on the other 2 sides. So it's completely a personal preference on what you like and how to use the chalk writer on all of your projects, just so you get an idea of what to do with it. And that's on anything that is a non-porous surface, like your wood or chipboard embellishments or any of that. So I've already gone ahead and used my tear tape to adhere everything to my book. I've already gone ahead and placed down all the tape so that we don't take as much time as the first book did, even though this book is bigger. So we're gonna go ahead and place that down. Now remember, my ribbon should be here, but I'm not gonna put that down on this one. And then on top of that, we're gonna place our little paper that has the faux tape on it for journaling, or you can add a little picture, whatever you prefer. And we're gonna place that one down, and then we're gonna go ahead and grab, my nails don't wanna cooperate with me today. We're gonna go ahead and grab the car off of our sticker sheet and put that down, and we're gonna use our pop dots for that. This is like one stubborn little piece of tape today. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and kind of center that on here, on our yellow striped paper. And then we are gonna get from our sticker sheet, our car with the luggage on top, and we're gonna pop that right off of our page. And I'm gonna use my large pop dots for this. Place that down. Okay, so we just wanna add that just to the little bottom corner. Here we go. And we're off. So that is our cover. And that one is this page. So that's our cover. And next page we're gonna do is just a 6 by 12 page. A 6 by 8 page. And that next page is the happiest place ever. And the only thing that we're gonna add to this one is just your sticker of the suitcase. So we're gonna pull that off our cardstock stickers. And again, when it comes to embellishing, it's completely up to you on how little chalk embellishing you want to do, but I'm just going to show you on this one just for a quick reference. You can totally do the edges of your stickers or your bits and pieces just to add a little more to that. So go ahead and do that, and then using my pop dots, I'm going to go ahead and put that down onto the outside of my book. Now, if you're not a person who enjoys like all of the dimension and thickness of a book and you want to kind of keep them tight, you can always take the sticker, place it inside or on top of it, but flat, and not use the pop dots. And that way your book won't be as thick and bulky as mine is. So our next page, super easy. Again, I'm not going to put the white pages because you don't need to, those are really a guide of where you're going to put your photos. So I'm not sure what I'll put on here when I go to fill it in, so I don't want to put that paper down yet. But in the meantime, I'm going to take my page, and as you can see, I've already embellished on my original one with all of the black. And it does take some time, so you know, we don't have to be repetitive and do it every one of them today, but if you would like to, I think it adds a beautiful touch to it. So I'm going to go ahead and place this down about 1 inch from the top on my flowered paper. And actually it should have been on the bottom, and I think this is the second time I've done it. So if you printed out your directions, it's on the bottom. Mine is on the top because I don't follow directions that well. And then I'm going to take from my my bits and pieces, the Here We Go. And let me find that. This is the only thing about all these little bits and pieces. So if you were watching earlier and you saw the simple page kits and the simple card kits, that is the benefit of those, is that they're all on die cut sheets. So you're not rummaging through all these little pieces. So again, I'm going to do this one with tear tape because I want it to be a lower level or flatter than I want my suitcase to be. So I also want to be able to curl up an edge. So I'm going to only put the tape down where the beginning of the words are. So flipped over backwards, that's my left side. I'm going to leave a little bit of the right side open. And then because I don't have my background, I'm not 100% sure where my picture is going to be. I'm just going to put this one down a little bit more towards the bottom. And then I'm going to curl it. I want to move it in a little bit because I want to get my suitcase there. I'm just going to use my fingernail and curl up that edge. And then using pop dots, sorry, I know I'm left-handed, so I reach across everything. I am going to use my pop dots and put down the suitcase. And then we are done with our first page. Alrighty, so, and this tear tape, you can move it over a little bit if it's not where you want it to be. So I'm just gonna add that over a little bit. And now we've completed our first page, and we are going to set that aside. So I'm gonna put that over here and then move on. So our next pages, we're just gonna add, and I've already put mine in, we're just gonna add 2 of the tags from your element cards. And this one is the On Our Way, and then if you flip it over, you can see that this one is our Magic Adventure Starts Here is on the second one. And again, we've added a picture border. So we want to create this little flip. We can go ahead and add these 2 little elements to it. We have a chipboard camera and we have our big smile. So we can go ahead and do that part first if you'd like. As I rifle through again, looking for my little camera. Let's see. And I thought putting them in a tray would definitely help me, but still can't seem to find it. Oh, here we go. Here it is. All right, so we have big smiles and we have this chipboard camera. So I'm gonna stick the camera down with pop dots. And again, you can just use your double-sided adhesive if you'd like. I would not recommend using the glue stick, even though I really like to use a glue stick, because once it really dries, it does not stay on the plastic well. So that I would not recommend. So we're gonna go ahead and add that. So we've completed those 2 little squares. Now you're gonna take your 6x8 piece that we didn't cut. So when you did your cutting directions, this is one of the pages that were not cut at all. It's the stars on one side and the colored stars on the other side. And you want to score it 4 1/4 up from the bottom. So you have the bottom, and then it's just a little bit higher than your pocket so that it sticks out and flaps over. And you also want to have this little bit of the yellow sticking out. So again, you're going to score that up from 4 1/4 from the bottom. Then we want to take our little corner rounder and we're going to make the edges round. So let's go ahead and use our corner rounder. I keep banging mine out to get all the little pieces out, because sometimes it doesn't seem like it rounds perfectly well if I don't. So let's go ahead and do that. Oops, see, didn't work well. Round it. There we go. Okay, so we're going to corner round those, and then we're going to add that, slip that right into our pocket to create our first page flip. So here, so now you can have pictures on the inside, pictures on the outside. So in this one example, we have a little picture on the outside, and all the dimensions of these little borders are in your directions if you want to go ahead and do that. And then we are going to take our flowers that are, these are a sticker, yeah, our sticker flowers, and off of our cardstock stickers, and we are going to put those down right here. And again, if you want to do the embellishing parts after you've added your photos, that's perfectly fine, because you know they might not go completely or go where you want them to go. So this is just a guideline to start your album, and then you can finish it however you'd like, adding pictures later if that works better for you. I know sometimes when you look at these albums, they're great, but they don't go with the pictures that you have, or they don't, the little places that we suggest you put the pictures might not fit exactly. So again, if you want to wait to put the final touches of the embellishments on, that's perfectly fine too. So once you do that, then the inside, here's just a suggestion, you putting 2 photos in here, and then we've used the flower from your chipboard, right? Yeah, and you can always go back and see which ones are chipboards and which ones are, which ones are stickers and which ones are bits and pieces, because the bits and pieces are flat, matte, and the other ones are shiny. So we have the sweatshirt from the chipboard. So let's grab that. Of course, I'm going to have to dig through my chipboard. All right, so I'm going to do this flower flat. And again, I'm putting mine on the outside. And part of the reason I always put it on the outside of the pocket is also because I don't know exactly what picture I'm going to put in here. Excuse me. So that kind of sometimes helps me. So I'm going to take my backing off of my chipboard sticker, and I'm going to put that, kind of get them where I want them to be so I can stick them down. So we want them kind of in the corners. So let's see, like kind of like that is perfect. And then we're done. And then you can add your photos where the white mats are. So that's that page. And let's look at the back of it. And you can see again on the back side, now we have a photo mat, and then we've added some embellishments, the sun up to sun down, the pretzel with a pop dot, and the, my favorite, Dole Whip, stuck flat. These are both bits and pieces, and those are both added flat and popped up. And then we have your chipboard castle, our photo mat, and Fun This Away. So that will complete the other side of this page. And then moving on, we have our first kind of complicated page for this this book, and this is going to be you're going to create this whole page as well as the pocket, as well as a trifold. So this is what your trifold looks like. And again, these white are just representing where you want to put your pictures. And then this is how your trifold will close and will slip into here. So let's go ahead and make that page together. I'm going to set this aside and pull out all that you need for that page. So for this one, you're going to use, let's see, we have all these fun little elements. You are going to use, this is the 3x8 of the camera. You have your full sheet with your Mickey ear, as well as the one that you've already fussy cut out of the other sheet from your 6x8 paper pad. And then we have the Yum 4x4 element card. This is the 1 3/4 by 7. And then you have your 7, this is 7x12, 7x12 of the dandelion polka dot page. And to create your trifold, well, let's do our pocket page first, and then we'll do the trifold. So to start with your pocket page, you're going to need the fussy cut, the solid, and your 3x8 camera page. Now the 3x8 camera page, you're going to score it at 1.5 down the center so that that creates your binding. And that will be the edging of this page, and that will be where you poke your holes in. So we want to attach our fussy cut one out to the one that we have on the base by just the 2 straight edges. Okay, so we're going to do that first with our tear tape. And again, you also received red line tape if you wanted to use that too. Okay, so we're going to add this. And again, I'm left-handed, so a lot of times I just need to turn everything. I even write this way, sideways. So we're going to add this in and just put it on the edges. Line it up. And that creates our, look at that, fun pocket with the Mickey ears. So that creates your pocket, and then you're going to take your 3x8 that you have scored at 1.5, and you're going to adhere that to the edge, overlapping just a little bit because you don't want to cut the words off. And we're going to add that to create the binding where we are going to go ahead and put our holes in to add it to our book. I'm telling you, this tape today just wants to have an argument with me. So I'm going to add that right to the edge. I probably should have put the tape down a little bit further into the edge than I did, or closer, I should say, to the edge than I did, but it's okay. Oh, see? So I put it down too close to the ear, so I'll start on this side instead, and I'm just going to line it up where I want it to go. And there we go, right there. Now I've stuck it to my mat because, like I said, Julia Childs is a hot mess today. Then I'm going to fold it over and adhere it to this side. And here we go. Now we have our pocket and our page, and then we're just going to have to go through and put the holes in. Mine's a little buckled because that's the way it is. All right, so now we're going to do the tri-fold. This is your 7x12 dandelion polka dot paper, and you're going to score this at 5 and 10. So let me flip it over. I did it on my on the solid side at 5 and then 10, or 5 from the 5, whichever works easiest for you to do it. And then we are going to add to this on the short side. So this is your short side. So let's go ahead and fold them at the score lines. And see that? There's your trifold. So now on the short side, we're going to adhere this 1 3/4 by 7 of your floral paper. And we're going to adhere that to the short side. Actually, before I do that, what we want to do is add the border. And I want to add that first because I know that I want to overlap my my flower paper, my floral page. I want to overlap it on the edge because I know that that's how it's going to lay better. So I'm going to pick this off, the whole thing off. You can measure it. I'm not that great at, I think for me personally, it's easier for me to cut it after I stick it on the paper. So just move this little pile out of the way. And I'm going to stick this down, and I want it to overlap a little, hang off the edge. I don't want to really take up much of the yellow paper. So I'm going to stick it down, and then taking my little scissors, I'm just going to snip it off right at the edge where it ends. Perfect. I'm going to stick this back on my cardstock stickers. There we go. And I'm going to flatten that out. And now I'm going to fill in with my floral paper. So we're going to just stick this down right here on your edge, making sure I line it up where the score line is. So I don't want to go past the score line. It's okay if I'm a little behind it, but I don't want to go over it. And then I want my little border. And so here's our fold. And then to create the part that's going to hold your fold, we're going to use the 𝐤𝐢𝐿, the little 𝐤𝐢𝐿 tag. And I've done mine with your foam tape to give it a little bit of height so that it remains a little bit off of that. So you want to figure out where you want it to go by putting your little trifold down and then laying it out so that it covers a little bit of the opening, so it acts as the closure for your trifold. So about here, which is about 1/4 inch from my edge. And here we go. And then on the inside, you can have photos. So that's what my little white photo mats are. And here we have our trifold, and it will fit perfectly into our little pocket. Voila. And then on the back of this one, before we put our holes in it, we are going to create another flip. So let me grab this so I can show you. So this little flip just has 2 photo mats and then the Fun Magic, or Magic Fun. And I've scored that at about 1/4 inch from the top. And that will be where your fold is. So again, I don't have the little photo mats, which is perfectly fine because I can trim down a photo and place it under here, or I can use it for journaling if I want to later on. So I'm just going to place that down. And that way I can put whatever I want. I can even add photos to here, and that becomes my little flip on the back side. And then you just need to take a page that that has the holes in it, and using your hole punch, you just want to add the holes to that right into the binding. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we've added our holes and we've completed our page. And then I'll show you what the final one looks like again. Oh, this is my sample one. So again, here's what yours will look like. And then, we want to slip that in here. And then on the back side, again, you're gonna have the Magic Fun. And then from your sticker sheet, you're gonna stick the Best Day Ever, the Magic. This is a teacup from the sticker sheet, as well as a chipboard one. So it gives it a little bit dimension there. And then we'll move on to our next page. Super easy. The first 3 slots are just ones that you slide in. Again, this is, let me just pull this one out. So here you have the teacup. These are all from your element card, your 3x4 element cards. So you have the teacups, and then on the reverse side of the yay is showing, and then you have the castle. And then we're gonna create a little flip on the bottom one. So in order to do this, we're gonna take our paper that we've cut. So this is the polka dots and my favorite things paper, and we're gonna take the 3x8 page that we've already cut, and you're gonna score it from 4 1/4 up from the bottom. Make sure your bottom is the bottom of the favorite things, so that when you flip it over, because this is the outside, that it's the correct way. You don't want to put it in this way and then all of a sudden your stuff is going the wrong way. So to create this page, we are going to take our corner rounder again and just slip that in here. We're going to round up the 2 edges of the short side. So again, this is by 7 lengthwise, and you've scored it at 4 1/4. So this is the shorter edge. So on the shorter edge is where you're going to put your corner round. And then we're going to slip that into our pocket. So we have our basic element cards, and now we've created another pocket or another flip. So this is what your page will look like. And again, you would put photos in here, you could journal in here. And then we're going to add to this page the little bow from the chipboard pieces, the little red Minnie Mouse bow. And then we have an ice cream, a cake pop, and my happy place. And I've layered them so that the cake pop was underneath, but it's not glued down, so it kind of has a little bit of fun in it. And then the my happy place is holding it down. And then with some pop dots, I've added the ice cream cone. On the flip side of that, which would be the reverse of what we just created, you just have room for your pictures, journaling if you'd like, pictures, and then we're going to add the magic soda the ice cream sandwich, and I love this place, as well as a flower and a little yellow heart. And that completes the back side of this page. So next we have another pocket that we're going to create. So in order to do that, you're going to take out your page that you have already, your pre-cut paper. This is the red polka dot one, and you're going to score it. Let's see, we're going to score this at 5 inches. So this is your short side, the 5 inches. So you want to score yours 5 inches from the inside. Okay, and then on this one, we're going to create a little notch, which we all know I'm not good at, so we're going to try it again. And the notch is going to be 1.5 inches, so we're going to find our center. Excuse me. We're going to find our center, and then we are going to place down my little holder in the center and create our half circle. And that will be our little notch. Now, this paper, for sure, I like to embellish with my chalk writer because one, my cuts aren't perfect, and two, it takes away the white inside edge. So again, this is the perfect example of using your chalk to embellish or to distress, to help with the little edges. So I'm just going to take that away, and now I kind of made it a little worse. So I'm going to take my chalk dauber and just go on the inside and get rid of the white. So perfect. So we don't see it. It takes away the core. So this is a great example of doing that. And then you would go all the way through. So let's take this, and now we're going to make it into a pocket, right? So we're going to do just 2 edges. For the pockets, I don't always like to go all the way to the top, only because sometimes things get stuck up there, and I'd prefer that it doesn't close all the way to the top. So we're just going to do it part way. And then you have, the next thing that you have is your Fun in the Sun. Now this is a 4x4, and we want to make it a 3x4. So we're going to grab, so loud, I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. And I want to take 1 inch off, so I'm gonna start out, sorry, as you watch me struggle with the paper trimmer. We're gonna start out with cutting it to 3.5 on one side. And then I'm gonna flip it around and cut it to 3 on the other, so that way I got a full 1 inch off evenly on both sides. And then we are going to adhere this to the front of our pocket that we have created. Don't you love this little teacup paper on the back? That teacup ride, oh my goodness, my kids used to love to go on that teacup ride when they were little. Hated it, and Bob hated it, so I was always the one that had to go. While those kids were all laughing, and I wanted to just throw up. All right, so now we've created that little pretty little pocket right there. So let's go back to that page on our book. And now the back side of it is going to have another little flip. So here is the flip for the back side, and we create that easily by taking 2 of the pieces that we already have. We have the Say Cheese. This is another 4x4 element card. So we have that element card, and I know I'm trying to cram a lot into my little workspace. And we have the clouds paper. This is your 3x6 that you've already cut. And again, if you love the look, which I do and did the whole book that way, of the distressing, you would go ahead and add that to your book already. I mean, to your pages. So we're going to add that right down the middle. And then we have scored this about 1/4 inch. Maybe I did it a little more than 1/4, but not quite 1/2, to create the lift. And we're going to add that. And again, you can go back later and add your pictures. So you can add a picture here, you can add a picture here, you can add a photo mat, whatever you would like. So here's your completed page of that one. Wonderful, right? All right, we're gonna set that one aside. And then our next one is a simple one. This is just a slip in, and you're just gonna add this little Let's Make Magic ear from your bits and pieces to here. And again, I have it slipped into the pocket, and when I have a picture, then I'll put it in there. And then on the reverse side, we've just added embellishments. So again, these are your 4x6 element cards that you had. And then this is chipboard and all of your little embellishments. So we've added the carousel flat, the chipboard flat, and then I've popped up the ice cream truck. I've added the hot dog flat and popped up my little coffee cup. And then again, a flower and the chipboard sticker. And then we're moving on to another page that we're gonna create from scratch as another insert. So let's go ahead and grab what we need for this one. And here is from the papers that you've cut. And again, you can follow along with me, and there's also the step-by-step printed directions that you can download from our Scrap That Facebook classes group. So if you don't belong to that, you just need to join that, and it will give you all of the step-by-step directions, as well as any other directions that you need for classes that we've already taught in the past. So here is your base of your page is going to be this, the icons and the flower, okay? And we're gonna start out with this yellow striped paper. This page, I drew a line on it, and you don't necessarily need to do it this way. You could use your paper trimmer and not draw the lines, but just to show you what the directions are explaining. You wanna count, you wanna measure up 2.5, down 2.5 from each side in order to create that pocket. And then you're gonna cut from line to line. I drew the line just so you guys could see it, and I'm gonna use a scissor versus getting out the paper trimmer again. So just to make it easier. So that is how we're gonna create this pocket, and then we're gonna use this one again. So let's set that aside. And we are going to put the short side on the outside of this pocket. There'll be another one where we do it the reverse. So we're gonna do that. And now you can see, last time I did it, I must have held the paper the other way because my stripes are not going the same way. Excuse me, which is perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, actually, I don't think this is the correct piece of paper, but that's okay. I think I might have misplaced the correct one. So we're just gonna tape that down on the straight edges only, not the cut edge. Just all of our straight edges are gonna get taped. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna add a binding to it. And easy peasy, we created a whole new page again. So this is the beauty of being able to just create pages and add them to the book. So you don't need to have all the pocket pages all the time. I mean, of course, we love for you to have all the pocket pages, but it's great to be able to just create pages that give you a place to put things and make it interactive. So the next thing that you're gonna do is take this 3x8 sheet of dots and icons, and you're gonna score it. Again, it's 3x8, most of the bindings are, and you're gonna score them down the center at 1.5, which I've already done. And then I've put down my tape, and we're gonna just create the binding where we're gonna put our holes. So we just wanna lay that down, and then add that, and ta-da, perfect, right? And then on the flip side, before we go ahead and look at what the embellishments are, on the flip side now, you're going to take this 5x7 sheet of dandelion paper, and we're gonna just attach it at the top. We've scored it, again, about 1/4 inch from the top, and we are going to adhere that using our tape to the back side. And just place that down. And that creates another interactive flip. And you can put one big picture, you can put several pictures. In our example, we have a place for another picture here, a 4x6, or on the inside, there are a bunch of 4 pictures on here that you could put in, or you could just save it and put one big picture. So again, that's why I'm leaving this one to be able to add different pictures than what these are. So to embellish it, we have This is the fun part, you know, making interactive little pieces. These would be two photographs, and you can put your stickers right onto your photograph. And then I've added the Main Street chipboard, and then this is a sticker from your 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and I've actually just used foam tape on it to get that one on there. And then these are just bits and pieces that are put down with the glue stick. And then again on the back side, and I know I'm going kind of quick, so you can pause and go through it later. And also you can, you know, read the directions as you go. So on the back side, we've added again your flip, and then just putting two sentiment tags right here if you'd like. And again, your photo mats. And then here we have this really cute little fun pass. I guess if you have the fast pass, it would be your fun pass, a pretzel, and then a teacup, as well as So Happy, the big cheese, and the sunglasses. And then along the bottom of your photo, you can add the remainder of the scallops that we had already cut out from our trifold. So you can go ahead and add that. And then our next page is again, just a simple page. And this is just your 4x6 element card. This is just an example of where your photo should go. This is a little piece, we've cut this one out. I believe it's 1 1/4. That one is next. So that would be your 1 1/4 by it's a 1/2 by 6. And that would go on the bottom of your photo. And this is the flip side of the grid paper. So that is your next page. And that one is really easy to put together. And then again, I've added the magical memories and a day to remember, the heart, candy, cotton candy, and the pretzel. And then, you know, fill in your photos there. Same on the other side. Here we have the whole gang, and then the camera icon, the camera bits and pieces, as well as some more verbiage of the fun starts here and comfy shoes. And then we have the Mickey backpack and the sneaker. And then we come to our next page that we're going to create, which is another insert page. So let's work on that one together. And for this insert page, you're going to need the 6 3/4 icon paper that has the flowers on the back, your binder, which is the big dots and the yellow stripes. Again, 3 by 8 is your standard binder size binding. And then we have, this is your 4 by 6 element card of Let's Make Magic, the 2 by 6 plaid, and then this is the not cut page of the 6 by 8 grid and fireworks paper. So let's start by taking the 4 by 6 element card that has the magic on it, and we are going to fussy cut that. So for this, I'm going to use my small detail scissors, and I'm going to go around and cut this. Fussy cutting is probably my least favorite thing to do, but necessary. So let's go ahead and just trim out this ear quick so we can create this little page. I hope everyone is enjoying this day wandering down Main Street, USA with us and creating this. I wish we could go, I guess we could go there, but too many people for me. All right. And my in-laws only live like 5 minutes away, so. All right, so I'm gonna just trim off the little white edge. I could use my chalk writer, but we're gonna just trim that out. And then we are going to put that down right at the edge. I'm gonna do it a little bit in because I know, actually, I think for this one, maybe we should do the binding first, probably a better idea. So let's create our pocket first, and then we are gonna add the flap afterwards. So to create the pocket, you want to put down on your 2 by 6 plaid paper, you wanna put 3 sides of tape, leaving the top open. And let's add that next. Okay. All right, so we are gonna add that next. And then we're gonna add our binding after that. So again, we've taken our 3 by 8 and scored it at 1 1/2. And we're gonna add that next. know you guys are all probably going, oh my God, she hasn't stopped coughing. I know. You have a tickle in my throat. All right. So voila, back page is added. And then we are going to take our Mickey ear, and just on the straight edge and the little straight edge on the very bottom, this very bottom edge, we are going to add our tear tape. So I'm gonna rip this off first. So I know I went a little over, there we go. And that's gonna create our cute little flap. And I'm gonna line that up right up against my yellow edge. And here we go. And then this is your slip-in that you can then go ahead and put your photos, your journaling, whatever you would like right here. And on ours, in our completed book, we've got pictures on both sides, and then we've got some flowers and worth the wait and happy day. So you can go ahead and add what you'd like onto that one, and then you can make it interactive and have photos on both sides. Perfect. And then on the back side, again, you're gonna have your photos. These are two separate photos. And then we've added onto that, which is the back of this one. So we've gone ahead and added onto the back of that from our chipboard stickers. And I would definitely reinforce that with some more adhesive. This is our chipboard magic banner. Me and the mouse, again, we've embellished that with our chalk. And that is from your bits and pieces. And then the chipboard taxi with car with the luggage on top. And then our next one is a small little side pocket page that we're gonna create. So let's look at that one. That's using the plaid paper. So let's see what and that also has a little flip and a tag in it. So let's get out what we need for that one. For here, we need the two pieces of your plaid paper. I know my book is getting a little thick, so okay, let's hold that down. So we're gonna use the two 6x6 pieces of plaid paper, and I've put tape on 3 sides of that. And we're gonna go ahead and put that together. All right. Let's see if I can line this up perfect. Probably not. And you know what? If you don't line it up completely perfect, you can always trim it down just a little bit so there's no overlapping edge like mine has. But this side is gonna have the binder on it, so it's fine. I could just take my little detail scissors and just even it out. And we're also going to trim, we're also going to add, all right, a notch where the opening is. It's like a guessing game. All right, here's the opening. So we want to create the notch. I'm sure this is probably not gonna work because my blade needs to be replaced, but I wanna get it to go through both of them. So I'm gonna find my center. Let's see. And see how we do. Oh, that worked pretty good. And again, if you want to go through and use your chalk just to get rid of the core, that's fine too. So now we have our little opening, and we're gonna add our binding to the left side. And again, this one is 3x6. So again, the 3, you're gonna score it at 1.5, and then you're gonna add your adhesive. I guess I didn't do this one. We're gonna add the adhesive to the 2 edges of our binding. And put that down. Okay, and then again, using another page, pocket page as a guide, you'll put your holes in. Then we're gonna take our 4x4 element card that we have scored at 1/4 inch from the top, and we're gonna add that to create the flip. And here you can either journal or put photos, whatever you'd prefer. And then we've created that. And now we just need to add a tag. So the tag, for my tags, for this one, you're using the 3 1/4 by 5 black card, the Black Vibes cardstock. I've already kind of mapped it out. So here's the center of mine, and I've gone in about 1 inch from each side, and I've gone down, about 1/2 inch from each side, and I've gone down about 1 inch, and I'm just gonna slice those off. I'm sure everybody has their own kind of way of making tags, so if you needed a little hint, that was my way. So perfect. Then you want to punch a hole, add some string to that, and then we're going to take our, oh, I guess I don't have it with me. You can add some cardstock. This is from the wood paper, and leave that as a journaling tag, and then a photo on the flip side if you'd like. And then that will just slip right into our little pocket. And let's see, what do we have on the other side? It's just embellished again. We have our photo, the chipboard balloons, this happy place from our sticker sheet, and the bits and pieces carousel. And then you can leave room for a photo, or again, add those when you decide what photos to put in. So that's our next page that we've created. And then we're gonna move on to our wish page, which I love this page. It's just your cloud paper. And then within that, you have your 5 by 5 yellow dandelion paper. And on the inside, I've actually put the 2 bits and pieces flowers, and the best day ever, and dream to come true. And then on the outside, I've adhered using pop dots, the word wish from our bits and pieces. So I love how this page came out, simple and quick and easy to put together. And then on the other side, just leaving it like that, a day at the park. And then moving on to our next one, we have another flip. So again, we're gonna just take the same things that we did before, and you're gonna put in the 3 by 4 element that says smiles from ear to ear. That's gonna show up on the reverse side. And then on this side, you have, this is where the magic is. And then you're gonna take your 6 by 8 paper that we didn't cut of all the words and the red firework paper. And again, you're gonna score it from the bottom 4 1/2 inches. So, 4 1/4. So it's just 1/4 more than the 4 by 6 sleeve, so that it has a little bit of room to stick out. And that way you can have this little fold. You don't want it to be right on that line. You want it to be just a little bit over. If you did want it to be right on the line, that would be fine. It just would mean that you don't see any of the bottom if you did it exactly at 4. So it would hide the little bit of the bottom part, which is totally a personal preference. Then you can add a picture, some words. Here we've added the say cheese, the autographs, best day, and this is the sticker, 12 by 12 sticker sheet. This is your camera, and that one is done with pop dots. And again, here we have so fun and a little cake pop. So adorable, quick and easy. And then on our next one, it's just the back. So on the back of this one, we've put the ice cream truck, your chipboard ice cream truck, your chipboard sunglasses. This is the bits and pieces, or that's actually a sticker of the teacups. Dream a little dream and never ending fun. And that is the back side of that. And then we come again to another trifold page, a flip out. So in order to create this one, let's see what we needed for that page. This one you have, again, you have your 3 by 8 binding, which we've scored at 1 1/2. It's kind of repetitive. So, you know, once you get started, it kind of goes quick because it's repetitive of all the same measurements and the same basic idea. So your binding is your cameras. And again, 3 by 8 scored at 1 1/2. And then you're going to use your stars paper, 6 by 8 stars paper that you did not cut as your base. And your flip is your magic paper, your icon paper with the fireworks on the inside. So to start, we're going to adhere this one, but we're going to round the corners of it. So let's go ahead and use our corner rounder and do that again on both edges of the outside edge. So for this one, I think I didn't say it, but you want to again score 1/4 of an inch from your right edge, because that's the side that you're going to attach. So 1/4 inch from the right edge is where you want to score it to create that little page bend. And then you're going to go ahead, round your corners, and add that. So I've already got my tape down. So we're going to go ahead and add that. Here we go. Add that to the edge. And that did not do a good job. And that creates your little page. And then on this side is where our binding goes. So we want to take our 3x8 again, and our tape our edges. And then we're going to go ahead and add that. Lay that down, flip it over, fold it on your score line. And there you have it. And now we've also added from your sticker sheet the tabs. You're just going to double the tabs over so that you line them up, and that creates a little flip for you. And then inside we have the fun icon, or the fun 3x4 element sheet. And then here's a place for 2 smaller photos and 1 larger. We've added the sunglasses sticker for bits and pieces with pop dots and some little hearts in there. And that creates that page. And then you're going to go ahead and use another page as your template for your holes. And then on the back side is where we have the second pocket. So here is, I actually replaced my paper because I cut that one wrong the first time. So I've replaced it with a different sheet from my stash of 𝐂𝐤𝐧𝐧𝐞 papers. But yours will look like the dots, the large circles, and mine is fireworks from a different version of 𝐂𝐤𝐧𝐽. So we're going to go ahead, and now this is our back, and we're just going to do the same thing with the paper that we had cut before, same way, and we're just going to line that up. And look at that, didn't work. Obviously didn't cut it right. So easy solution, we're just going to take our scissor, trim it down, and then add some more tape to that side, and that creates another pocket. Magic. Now you know this is, we don't edit here. We just keep going. So now we've created our second pocket, and in that page you can add some journaling tags or some photos, add a little tab on top, some words that you have. And again, I'm just telling you, I'm just showing you so that you can see what the possibilities are. But I know I just was reading a couple of Facebook posts about sometimes doing these albums and then realizing your photos don't match the words. So that's why I thought I would take the time for this one to just say, these are how you're going to put your pages together, but you might want to save some of the embellishing for afterwards. So again, Go See Ride was added. And then here we have another page, exactly the same way. This is the same pocket we made before, but reversed. So you're going to flip it over this time and have the holes on the opposite side so that your pocket is on the back side versus the front side. And then attaching the Having a Blast. This is your 4x4 element card. Again, scored at 1/4 inch, adhesive on that, and then that gives you the flip. You can either journal or put a photo there. And then you can have some little pocket pages and have your little interactive, whatever you'd like. You could put autographs, you could put tickets, your mementos in there. Same with over here. These are just the 4x4 element cards and a photo backing, or what should be a photo, along with some different icons from your bits and pieces and your chipboard stickers. What a day. And if you want to do it exactly the way that this one is, you can watch this and put it all together, or you could read the directions that the step-by-step ones tell you. Or you can change up all the little pieces to do it your own way. And now here's another pocket page. Again, this one is a top pocket. So it's the same premise again, with a front flip and a back. And it's exactly the same. So you're going to do your binder, scored, it's another binder, and then these are using your 2 6x8 pages. So we can go ahead and do that one together. And just grab that one. So again, we have the 3x8, and I can just talk you through this one again. So same measurements, 3x8, and you're going to do the same thing. You have your two pieces of paper. The back side of this one is actually the grids, which is the flip side of the wood. I love the wood, but not for this project. So then you're going to do your cutting of your circles again, and you're going to do your binding again, and we're going to do the same thing again, adding the 1/4 inch score. You're going to add the tape, and you're going to put your little magic memories right on the bottom, so that you end up with this page. Another journaling or photo, and then more interactive tags that you can stick in here, photos you could stick in here. If you want to put mementos in there, that's perfectly fine. Then here we have again another same thing. You're going to score. It's your 6x8 of the red grid paper and the fireworks paper, and you're going to score again 4 1/4 from the bottom, and then flip it over, add your photos, add your tags. This one matches with the magic, matches with your fireworks paper, so that on the reverse side you have the grid and the grid and the stripes. And then our next one is, again, this is a 4x4 element, and all we've done is taped it on 3 sides and added a tag with some adorable, look at that, I glued my tag in. So we've added a tag, again with the grid paper, to give you a journaling spot and a place for a photo. And we've added our little elements to make that great page. And now, here's our last page that we've made together, and we're going to do this one next. So this is another fold out page, but we've angled it. So in order to do that one, let me grab what you need. Your directions come with this little template. So you're going to print out that last page that has the template on it, and that's what you're going to use to cut your edges. So I've already gone ahead and scored mine. It's 7 inches from in. This is the black polka dot paper that has the color vibe paper that has the black dots on the outside, and it's solid on the inside. So you're going to go ahead, and for myself, I used paper clips just to keep that in place. And then I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut around my template. And this is going to give me that folded edge. Now, it doesn't matter if you cut your template because you don't need it again. So if you go through and Julia Child it like I do and just cut it, you can cut right on the template. And then I'm going to take that off. And I've created a rounded edge. Look at that. Perfect, right? And then again, it's the same process. Actually, this one is a little different, so I'll go ahead and show you. This one, we have just these 3/4 by 8, 2 fireworks strips, and that's what your binding is going to be. So you just want to lay those down on the edge of your black page, and then you're going to put the same thing on the other side. So there's one, and these are in your pre-cut paper that you've already prepped. I know this one was a lot of prep work. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Seriously, I'm like the comical crafter. I think that's what I should be. Now we're going to add this one down. And that is where we are going to use our pages template as a template to poke our holes. And we've created this great page. On the inside of this great page, you want to put your photos, whatever you would like. And then here you have smiles from ear to ear, and that one's on the outside of where your fold would be. And then the embellishments we've used on here are the chipboard word fun, some stickers, some fireworks stickers, some balloons coming out of our our bits and pieces magic ice cream truck. And then on the inside, we've put our You're the Best 3x4 element card. And then these would be 2 photos and another photo spot, and the teacups, say cheese, and that is how we completed this one. Now on the back, we tried and true technique of tearing. So we want to tear the paper, which I don't know what I just did with it. So we want to tear our little flower paper, and just for the sake of showing you because I don't know what I did with that little piece of flower paper. Let's see, where is it? We want to tear it towards yourself is how you get the most of the white. I'm just going to use a different piece of paper just to show you the idea of it. So when you tear, if you tear towards yourself, you get more of the core. And if you tear away from yourself, you're going to get less. So it just depends on what you want, how you want it to look. So you're going to tear the edges of your little flower paper, and then you're going to add the faves. Oh, here it is. Is this it? Here it is. So we're going to tear our paper, and I'll do each one differently. See, that one I got more. So you're going to add the faves on top of that. So you're going to place that down, and then you're going to add your faves on top of it. And then I slipped behind it the little wheel of fun and some stars. And that is how we created or got the back of this page. And then our next one is just a simple 6x8 pocket page. And inside of that, we have the camera paper that we did not cut at all. And then here's our last piece of cut paper. This is your 2x8 of the polka dots. And then this would be your space for 2 photos. And we're just gonna slip that right inside. And on the outside, and again, I like to do it on the outside so I can do it after I've put the pictures in and then see where I want it to lay out. But I've put the big smiles from your from your bits and pieces. The bits and pieces words magic elevated with my pop dots and an ice cream stuck right underneath it. And then your final page is just the say cheese. And on the back, using your grid paper, the wood paper that you've cut, we've just rounded the edges. And then we've taken the happy place, snipped it like we did in the first book. We snipped it between the happy and the place, and then we've added it to the back of our paper, or back of our book. And that completes our book. I love this book. I love this walk down, Main Street with everybody, and just wishing we could go there and capture all of our favorite things there. So this was a great fun album with so many fun little pockets and pages and flips and interactive things that are in here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, look at that, and a roll of tape. I hope you enjoyed that, and we thank you for joining us for Disney Day. Again, anything that you see here, you can purchase on our website at scrap-that.myshopify.com.